And the world's worst-kept secret was that this comic creation was based on Tony Blair's top spin doctor, Alastair Campbell. Campbell was famously furious with the BBC when they implicated him in the dodgy dossier row in the run-up to the war with Iraq.
Till the BBC acknowledge that is a lie, I will keep banging on.
So how will he feel now that BBC Films have reprised Tucker for Armando Iannucci's feature debut In the Loop, complete with demented tirades, lies and spin leading to war in the Middle East?
Mark Kermode. Good. Hi, Mark. Nice to see you. Welcome to the Culture Show. Thank you. You well?
Yes. No better way to find out than to watch the film with the man himself.
So if we can tackle the easy things like diarrhea, then we can...
Oh, say it again. Yes, very good. What is this, the shitting forecast?
And then, hopefully, that will strike another blow.
From the very beginning, Tucker is at his brutal best, enraged by a series of disastrous media appearances by Cabinet Minister.
The evidence now points to a US military intervention in the Middle East. Is that your view?
Well, personally, I think that war is unforeseeable.
Sam! Sam!
Unforeseeable?
Yes.
No, you do not think that!
But I think...
But as he tries to manage the fallout, Tucker finds himself out of his depth as he pushes the special relationship towards war in the corridors of Westminster, the White House and the UN, or at least I thought so. So, Alastair, I get the feeling that I laughed more than you did. What did you think?
I found it a lot less funny than I thought I was going to.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think, I've seen a few of the episodes of The Thick of It, and some of them are funny. I didn't find that terribly funny. I think it's like the difference between a really good cartoon and a really good painting. It was a cartoon. No, there was one line I really, really liked where the guy said, I'm not going to read the write-up, but I am going to read extracts. I don't know why, but I really liked that as a piece of one-line writing. I liked that. And there were a few like that. There was
a lot like that.
No, there were a few like that. I thought it was both most real and funniest when it kind of stepped a little bit out of the politics, and it was Toby and his relationships.
What you picked out as the bits that you enjoyed were the bits that actually have nothing to do with the political stuff and that you're kind of out of. The bits that they would presumably say, well, of course he's able to enjoy those bits because those aren't the bits in which we're having a go at him and his legacy.
You're assuming that I watch that and see it like this is kind of a portrayal of the government in which I worked, and I don't really.
No, I don't.
It's like watching a very, very long cartoon. And the best cartoons are quite short.
Do you think there's any sense that you might not have found some of it funny because you found it uncomfortable?
No, I didn't find it uncomfortable. I mean, I think if you're going to do a film like that, there's got to be something in there that you can say, well, actually, yeah, that might have happened.
Yeah.
And there's very little in there where you can say that might have happened. I mean, just to give you a few examples. I mean, the Tucker and all the swearing and the rest of it. I can swear as well as anybody,
okay,
right? And I do swear a lot, but you're not going to go into the White House and start going up to complete strangers and effing and blinding and all the rest of it.
Is this it? No offence, son, but I mean, you look like you should still be at school with your head down a fucking toilet.
Your first point there, the offence, I'm afraid I'm going to have to take it. Your second point, I'm 22, but it's my birthday in 9 days, so to make you feel more comfortable, we could wait.
Do you see yourself or people you know in those characters?
No, not really, no. I mean, I see... If you do I see in somebody like Tucker somebody who's got the same kind of drive and determination that I had to try to get things organised the way you want to organise them? Yes.
Okay.
But beyond that, what there isn't in any of those characters is a kind of belief system. In my experience, most people who go into it, they kind of believe something. They have a strong set of beliefs that takes them in the first place. Do they have to manage the media? Yes, they do. Do they have sometimes bad days when the minister's not on form? Yes, they do. But are they all a bunch of venal, self-serving, unprincipled shits? No, they're not.
Mr. Ambassador, with your big baldy head, you are spoiling us. Can I have a word?
Excuse us just a second. I'm pleased to be able to tell you that by some huge personal effort on my behalf, I've managed to bring your vote forward by an hour and a half. Did we say thank you?
Great, well, I need it delayed now.
Very funny.
Yeah, by an hour at least. Well, I mean, actually, 2.5 hours now that you brought it forward.
No, I will not put myself through that humiliation again. I'm just not doing it.
Right. How do you feel about the fact that the character, which is, you know, a cipher of you in that film, effectively leads the country into what appears to be an unjust war?
But, you know, it's... if you want to talk about the war, we can talk about the war.
No, I want to talk about the film's portrayal of the war, because I do think, in the way it's portrayed in the film, it's utterly flippant.
You're asking me, in a way, to take it more seriously than I think I should. Because
yes, I am, yeah.
Right, well, but I don't take it that seriously. That film is trying to portray a very narrow, in my view, pretty lazy view of politics, and it doesn't do it as well as it did in the thick of it.
Currently, war...
I have a great sympathy for anything which portrays politics as essentially venal and crass, because I think that, to a great extent, it is,
yeah,
and I think that that's your legacy, which is why I want to know whether or not it upsets you to think that that would be taken as your legacy.
No, it upsets me to think that somebody who seems to be quite an intelligent bloke like you would think that politics is venal and crass, when I could sit down and explain to you how politics has delivered most of the great things that have happened in the world in its history. And if people like you just go round the place as you do, spreading that message that politics is venal and politics is crass, the only people who are really great are the kind of creators who go into the arts and make movies and all the rest, and carry on spreading that worldview, then don't be surprised if young people then start to say, well, you know, why should we give a shit about the world? And I actually think that you guys, with the attitudes you have to face up sometimes to your own responsibilities about the impact that has upon the way that the world works. So scepticism's great, but the view you've just expressed to me is cynicism.
But do you?
And it's just so lazy, it's so easy, and you should know better.
But do you understand why it would be that somebody would get that impression of British politics?
Only if they consumed, totally believed, and took as their total consumption of British politics what they get from sections of the British media. The media is obsessed with itself. They are never happier than when talking about themselves. They are never happier than when standing outside Downing Street saying, I've just been at a briefing and I was told this, and da-da-da, because they're talking about themselves. It doesn't matter that much. And so, and when you sort of say that, you point to the screen and say, that's your legacy, it's more complicated than that.
In here, you can influence things, you can delay things. Out there, you're just going to be another fucking mouthy, fucking shouty mad fucker that people don't want to make eye contact with. Remember Mary? Remember what happened to her? She took a stand on health. Everybody decided that she was mental.
Because the Sun showed a picture of her with wide eyes and her head on a cow.
Yeah, well, I happened to find that was a particularly powerful image.
There's a heroic vulgarity in the speech, which I think is funny. I mean, I think it's not...
The fuck.
But it's not just fuck. It's, you know, fuckety bye, and it's, you know, it's inventive swearing. Does that bear any relationship to the way in which you would talk in meetings, or colleagues around you would talk?
No. Look, I probably swear more than most.
Do you?
Yeah, but I wouldn't swear. Did I ever swear in front of George Bush?
Okay, but not with the Americans. When you were there, you know, on your home territory, would you storm around swearing like that?
Not like that, no.
What was the worst swearing you ever did when you were working?
I did used to say fuck the fuck off.
Fuck, it's Malcolm. Oh, it's Malcolm for me too.
How does he do that? Simon, I don't like finding out about people employed by this government via the news unless they've just died.
Have you ever had two phones at the same time?
Yes.
So that is true?
Oh, yeah, but you probably have.
No, never.
You've never had two phones? I don't believe that. Have you never done the thing where you put two people onto each other like that? You've never done that either?
No.
I've done that.
Yeah, OK.
He did not say unforeseeable.
In the Loop is often very funny, but its subject matter is bound to open up old wounds between the media and the political establishment. But Alastair Campbell continues to protest that he's more spinned against than spinning.
Politics, it's harder than what you do, it's harder than what they do, and I actually think sometimes the political class doesn't do a good enough job of standing up for itself. So what I won't do is go around and say to you, yeah, let's meet halfway on this.
Sure.
You know, we're all as bad as each other.
That's